1923 Season 2 reveals a shocking detail about the Dutton family losing the ranch before Kevin Costner's John Dutton. Taylor Sheridan's 1923 Season 2 revealed a shocking development in the Duttons' ownership of the ranch years before Yellowstone takes place. The premiere of 1923 Season 2 got the new season off to a great start, partially due to all the big revelations it made. From a startling visit from a mountain lion in 1923 Season 2 to Alex Dutton's Julia Schlapfer pregnancy, there were plenty of surprises in store. One of the most unexpected revelations of the episode, however, was rather subtle, and it has huge implications on the entire Yellowstone saga and the Dutton family tree, not just 1923. The story of the Duttons, told through Yellowstone and its many spin-off shows, has largely been about their fight to maintain control of the titular ranch. From the harrowing journey to secure the land originally in 1883 to the series finale of Yellowstone, which saw the land under new management, everything the Duttons have done has been to maintain their massive Montana ranch. That's why it's so surprising that 1923 Season 2 revealed that the Duttons had very nearly lost everything an entire century before Kevin Costner's John Dutton did. As winter descended upon the Yellowstone, Cara Dutton, Helen Mirren, informed viewers of what happened after the ending of 1923 Season 1. In her opening narration, Cara said that trickery and laws drafted by loan sharks have stripped the ranch from us. Cara also mentioned that the Duttons had been confined to the lodge and the fields surrounding it, which seems to indicate that Donald Whitfield's Timothy Dalton nefarious plan in 1923 Season 1 has partially worked. Whitfield had paid the Duttons back taxes on the land, and since they couldn't repay him, most of the Yellowstone went into his possession. There is, however, a chance that Jacob Harrison Ford hasn't actually lost the Yellowstone entirely. Cara's opening narration may have been referring to how the Duttons had to sell off most of their heads of cattle to make ends meet, and how they're scraping by to survive the brutal winter. Even if that is the case, however, the Duttons are in dire straits. With winter in full swing and no more cattle left to sell, it's only a matter of time until Whitfield's plan to seize the Yellowstone through tax law works entirely. As of now, the Duttons only have one hope left. Since the beginning, 1923 has been setting Spencer Dutton, Brandon Sklinner, up as the savior of the Dutton family and their ranch. After the premiere of 1923 Season 2, Spencer is the only chance the Duttons have of getting full control of their land back. That likely means that Spencer will have to use his experience from fighting in World War I and hunting big game in Africa to eliminate Whitfield and Banner Creighton's Jerome Flynn forces. That's only half the battle, though, as Creighton will legally own the Yellowstone if the taxes aren't paid, and no amount of bloodshed will be able to get it back. The only way to truly save the Yellowstone is for Spencer to solve the Dutton family's money troubles, but there are a few ways he could go about that. For example, once Spencer and Alexandra are reunited, he may have to turn to her wealthy family for financial support. Spencer could also continue the plan he created with Luca, Andy Dispenza, and earn some cash by becoming a boxer. Alternatively, he could even try to ally with Creighton and use some of his funds to pay off the taxes. No matter what, Spencer will have to find some way to make money in 1923 Season 2. The Dutton family has always been known for their grit, resilience, and unwavering commitment to their sprawling Montana ranch. Generations have fought to preserve it, with blood, sweat, and tears marking every acre of land they claim as their own. But with the highly anticipated second season of 1923, a shocking revelation about the Duttons' history is set to change everything fans thought they knew about the family's legacy. For years, Yellowstone fans have watched Kevin Costner's John Dutton battle against developers, politicians, and outsiders eager to take his land. His struggle to keep the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch in the family has been a cornerstone of the series, making it seem as though he was facing an unprecedented level of hardship. However, 1923 Season 2 unveils a stunning truth. The Duttons have lost the ranch before. And it happened long before John Dutton ever took the reins. In 1923 Season 1, audiences witnessed Jacob and Kara Dutton, played by Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, fight tooth and nail against threats ranging from sheepherders to corporate greed. The first season ended on a tumultuous note, with Jacob gravely wounded and the family struggling to hold on to their land. Season 2 promises even more turmoil, but what no one expected was the revelation that the Yellowstone Ranch was once completely stripped from the Duttons' hands. The second season reportedly delves into a financial catastrophe brought on by the Great Depression's looming shadow. While the Duttons had weathered violent clashes, betrayals, and natural disasters, the economic collapse proved to be the most insidious enemy they had ever faced. As banks seized properties across the West, the Duttons found themselves backed into a corner with no viable way out. Even Kara's strategic mind and Jacob's hardened resilience weren't enough to prevent the inevitable. A key moment in 1923 Season 2 is said to depict the heart-wrenching day when the Duttons were forced off their land. The ranch, which had been their pride and livelihood, was auctioned off to the highest bidder, a moment eerily reminiscent of the threats John Dutton would later face in Yellowstone. But unlike in John's time, where he could rely on the power of modern legal loopholes and political maneuvering, Jacob and Kara had no such protections. The banks showed no mercy, and within weeks, the Yellowstone Ranch was no longer in the Duttons' possession. But if the Duttons lost the ranch nearly a century before John Dutton's reign, how did they get it back? That's where Season 2 takes an even more surprising turn. The series will introduce a previously unknown Dutton heir, a man who left Montana before the collapse and later returned with a vengeance. His name? Elias Dutton, a long-lost cousin who had been seeking fortune elsewhere, but ultimately came back to reclaim what was rightfully his. Elias's story becomes a central arc in Season 2, showcasing his desperate attempts to reacquire the land through whatever means necessary. Unlike Jacob, Elias didn't believe in playing fair. Rumors swirl that he made deals with outlaws, gamblers, and even corrupt officials to get the land back under Dutton control. Some say he even resorted to violence, eliminating key figures who stood in his way. By the time Elias succeeded in restoring the ranch to the family, it had come at a steep cost, one that would haunt the Dutton lineage for generations. This revelation sends shockwaves through the Dutton history and adds an entirely new dimension to John Dutton's struggle in Yellowstone. The weight he carries isn't just about holding on to land. It's about ensuring that history never repeats itself. The knowledge that the family once lost everything fuels his unwavering resolve, making his battles with developers and politicians even more personal. Additionally, 1923 Season 2 is set to draw eerie parallels between Jacob's downfall and John's later struggles. The financial manipulation used to strip the Duttons of their land mirrors the tactics of hedge funds and corporations in Yellowstone. The government's role in backing big business over hardworking ranchers is a theme that stretches across both timelines. And just like John, Jacob was left to question whether the sacrifices made for the ranch were truly worth it in the end. The shocking revelation in 1923 doesn't just change what fans know about the past, it reframes everything about the present. John Dutton's struggle is no longer just his own. It's the continuation of a century-long battle. The ghosts of Jacob and Kara's losses linger over Yellowstone, serving as a grim reminder that history has a way of repeating itself. What 1923 Season 2 ultimately reveals is that the Duttons' fight for their land has never been a battle they could win outright. It's a war that has raged for generations, with each leader doing their best to hold the line before inevitably passing the burden to the next. And now, as the Yellowstone universe expands, fans are left to wonder, if the Duttons lost the ranch once, could it happen again? This game-changing twist ensures that the Yellowstone saga remains as compelling as ever, proving that the past holds more secrets than anyone could have imagined. And as 1923 continues to unravel the dark history of the Dutton family, viewers will be left questioning just how much of their legacy is built on triumph and how much is built on tragedy.